Suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm your host Royal. This is the Popular Perspective. So it's been a while, so I'm gonna have to catch up a little bit. I just want to let you guys know that I'm still in the run here. I know everything that's going on. Zach started posting some photos. It was getting crazy because he sends over the screen test that he had spoken about when he had released Zack Snyder's Justice League and had the fan screening for it in IMAX. He spoke about a camera test that he had done when it came with Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot, and that very screen test that he had spoken about is what he had shared with Gal Gadot. She ends up posting it on her page. All this good stuff is happening. Netflix ends up buying Warner Brothers. And I say buying Warner Brothers for the fact that I don't think Paramount's hostile bid is going to do anything right now. And Netflix came out speaking on that too, saying that they don't believe it's going to affect anything. And I think that they're saying that with a lot of confidence. So I would take them at their word. They probably know something that we don't know right now, right? It's probably really set in stone as far as they're able to see. So Netflix buying Warner Brothers, and then the most interesting thing, the best thing that could have happened, right? Zack Snyder, you know, he thanks his fans for his 500,000 follower milestone on Instagram. And I'm going to be super direct. Some YouTubers want to be technical with you. It's a headache. It's nonsense. I'm going to be straightforward with you. He is talking directly to his DC Universe Snyderverse fans, right? That's who he's addressing in this post. And I'm going to put it up for you guys because what he says is very clear. Read between the lines if you want. This is happening. It's happening, right? Like, guys, I'm seriously about to celebrate with you guys. It's literally happening right now. Zach said that he sees these characters, the DC Universe characters, as a modern mythology, which I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. That's wow. He sees them as a modern mythology, and to see how it resonates with so many of us around the world means the world to him, right? It means everything to him. Goes on to say, here's to many more stories with you guys. What do you think he meant by that, right? Let's be pretty specific here. He has a photo of Superman, a freaking amazing photo of Superman, by the way. And he says, I've seen these characters as a modern mythology. Is he talking about the Army of the Dead universe? Or the Rebel Moon universe? No. That's not what's happening here. He's talking directly to the Snyderverse fans of his DCEU films, right? He's talking directly at us. And he said, to see how it resonates with so many of you around the world means everything to me, right? Here's to many more stories with you guys. You have a lot of people coming out saying, oh, if you wanted Snyder's films to finish, you should have supported the Rebel Moon universe, you should have supported the Army of the Dead universe. Not for nothing. I actually did support each and every one of those. I saw them. That's crazy. But that has nothing to do with those fan bases. That has nothing to do with those pieces of work that he has worked on. That has nothing to do with Army of the Dead or with Rebel Moon. That has everything to do with the DCEU. He says, here's to many more stories with you guys. He's talking to the Snyderverse fans of the DCEU. Why would he say, here's to many more stories like the last photograph in Rebel Moon for you Snyderverse fans of the DCEU? Why would he say that? That just makes no sense. Read between the lines. He literally just confirmed he's gonna do more stories of his Justice League for us, the Snyderverse fans. He literally just said that. He literally confirmed. Guys, listen to me. For all of you out there who were strong enough to keep stating your opinions while remaining respectful, not trashing another artist's work, but putting Zach's work where it should be, in a place of respect. to actually realize that Zack appreciated and cared for these characters, and also not wavering when people were saying this was not happening, we were crazy. It would be the first time in history anything like this has ever happened. You guys who were doubting on it know who you are. Here is to everyone who stood strong in the race. I appreciate it. I'm sure Zack appreciates it. I'm sure you guys appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Here's to us, guys. Here's to you, Zack. Oh, wow. It's Johnson Estate. Yeah, it's a maple white wine. Oh, wow. Some good stuff, guys. I feel like we should all come together, right? What does this mean for us? And by us, I mean DC fans all together. Let's not be intimidated by it. Let's not reject it. It does not mean that James Gunn is leaving anywhere. I will admit, I'm surprised that they didn't extend his contract as long as I thought they were going to, but nonetheless, if they allow James Gunn to continue his universe simultaneously alongside Zack Snyder, alongside Matt Reeves, we can build up a good amount of fan bases for these differentiating tones amongst the same characters, so different from each one while remaining familiar to each of them, that we would actually do something beneficial to the DC universe, which would be a Crisis on Infinite Earths path, right? We can get them on a path to making a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie. That is a big deal for me. That is something that I don't think the MCU would be able to replicate. And I feel like they're about to have their Crisis on Infinite Earths moment right now with Secret Wars. With the characters that they're having in the cast, you can tell it's going to be a mashup of different universes, different variations of these characters. That's what Secret Wars was. But Crisis on Infinite Earths would be a bigger deal, especially if you had fan bases like James Gunn's Superman already has a fan base, right?
The Grinch!
Like, dedicated to the extent of the Snyder fan base. And I also think that that's great because it shows differentiating tones actually allows audiences to come together. So for somebody who would not have seen a Superman movie had it looked like James Gunn's Superman has Man of Steel to go to, and somebody who wouldn't watch Man of Steel had they wanted to watch a Superman movie has James Gunn's Superman to go to. So it works for the both of us. The same way, if you want a realistic Batman, you'll go to Reeves' universe, but if you want something more comic accurate, something that brings you more to life in a fantastical way, you'll watch Ben Affleck's Batman. It makes sense. It all works out for all of us, but it really works out for Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I feel like that would be a bigger deal because something that Marvel did have at the time that was a little issue at the time was universes for separate characters, where Spider-Man was stuck in Sony and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four were stuck at Fox, right? Even in these past iterations of these Marvel universes, they were not necessarily able to coexist with one another. So, for example, if you show me Eric Bana's Incredible Hulk next to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and Ben Affleck's Daredevil, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, it would be the first time I've ever seen those characters on screen next to each other, although they all existed at the same time in the early 2000s. They just never existed on screen with one another. Whereas in the DC universe, all these characters would have existed on screen with one another in separate universes with different tones. Why I do like this, I don't know, but it makes sense. And I know you guys are getting what I mean. The different. It's got to be something that you're familiar with, but it has to feel entirely different. And that's something that Zack Snyder and James Gunn are perfect for right now. The same way that Matt Reeves is helping James Gunn build out his Clayface and his Batman universe in the DCEU, but he's also continuing his Batman universe on the side. That makes perfect sense. Andy Muschietti's gonna do his Batman, Matt Reeves is gonna do his Batman, and Matt Reeves is still incorporating his help with James on that side of the universe, in the Batman universe. it makes perfect sense for them to work together. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that we should be encouraging right now. Whether you're a James Gunn fan or a Zack Snyder fan, we should be encouraging these directors to get their visions pushed out simultaneously, especially right now, where we can be working our way to a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie. And Marvel's already doing Secret Wars. These universes are already halfway to being fleshed out, such as Matt Reeves and James Gunn's. And Zack Snyder's is at the tail end of its universe with only 2 more films to finish, and or maybe 4. What are we doing here? What's going on? Guys, we're all on the same side here, okay? There is no need for us to argue. There is no need for us to fight. We must join forces before the MCU takes over completely. And people are sleeping on the MCU. I don't even know how. It was probably off of Captain America: Brave New World. I mean, it wasn't the worst MCU movie I've ever seen. It was actually pretty good compared to others that I couldn't. I'm not here to trash anything right now, but I don't know what's your problem right now. Like, Marvel is actually kicking. Fantastic Four? Are you guys out of your minds? Anyways, you guys, I do appreciate all the traction I'm getting on all of my social media services. It does mean a lot to me. I love hearing from you guys. And I also appreciate all the support on this channel. I read the comments. I do appreciate what you guys say. So please stick around. I plan to be dropping a lot more content. There's plenty more things that I'll be discussing on the channel. And I hope to hear your guys' opinions on that. It's why I do all these videos. That being said, if you guys like this video, please go down below, hit the like button. Also, if you guys like what you saw in this video and you guys want to talk more about these kind of topics, then hit the subscribe button while you guys are down there because it's convenient. Also, since you guys are subscribing and liking, just drop a comment and let me know what you guys think about this kind of stuff. You know, since you guys are already here and you're in the comment section and it's convenient. All right? But until then, stay healthy, stay happy, stay humble, and I'll be seeing you guys real soon, okay? God bless. Now talk about Superman.
Superman is not my favorite.